Uh-oh. Good morning. Let me turn this a little bit. All those are the bed and breakfast clothes or sheets and the stuff. And I was going to take those out to the shed. And that's a chair I bought for my mom. I, I forgot to go back to the other camera, so it narrows it in a little bit. I've got a couple of things to talk about this morning. Let me take another sip of water. As you can tell, my voice is uninterrupted. It is bromelain infested. Bromelain is a enzyme that breaks down proteins that often cause phlegm buildup and all that stuff. So this morning, well, yesterday's was good. Okay, so first of all, I'm using a different browser. So if this is working better, that's why I figured, well, I better use the Chrome browser, which is from Google, that, yeah, same company, because I was using, what is it, Olympia or Opera? Yeah. So I tried that browser out, but it's probably Google just saying, no, it's not our browser. We're going to make it not work for you. Or it could be that my computer's 10 years old. One of those two is true. So my first topic is yesterday's content was great and the choppiness was awful. The technicalities ruined the content and it was the greatest ever. So, and I had commentators and we had a discussion and all that stuff. But this morning, the Matrix conspiracy, I saw a meme where they had, actually, I've got the picture of it. I'm going to show you. Where they have, right here, they have her face there, and it says, since The Matrix was released in 1999, cell phones have been replacing landlines and payphones. The only way that we were supposed to get out. I don't know why Apple does that with the little thing in front of there. We were shown the way out. Now, this is a perfect example of looking at the world in a framework that is kind of out of the box, right? Because, okay, so, I mean, it's supposed to be funny because technology just advanced. And there's not many cell phones, if any, I mean, I'm sure there's still pay phones, different places, but very rare because everybody has a cell phone now. But in our world, of conspiracies, which there are conspiracies, but there's often a lot of focus on things that can't be proven, like the Epstein files, for instance, with Tucker Carlson. That guy's I wanted to do a whole video, Tucker the Sucker, because that guy's just an attention-seeking person. It's very entertaining, but I need more coffee. Hold on. So what I'm trying to say about the Matrix thing that they're saying is all these cell phones went away. But somebody who would be like, look, ever since the Matrix came out and showed the whole world that the way out of the Matrix is by picking up a phone booth, payphone, and that's the way out of the Matrix. And so they had to invent something so that those would go away. And Yeah, so people are like that. You know, they ask questions, but like no matter what answer you give them, it's okay. Well, on to a different subject. I I think tomorrow I'm gonna make sure I drink my coffee first. And I think I made the mistake of just putting the title more, live with Scott Nutter or something like that. So I don't have a topic this morning. Yesterday I had people jump in and that was awesome. But this is kind of an experiment right now because I'm going to see if this thing skips. And if it skips with this browser, I probably won't do this again unless I do it on my phone. I could probably do it on my phone, but then it's going to be hard to respond to people. Well, actually, if I just see them on my phone, yeah. Gerrymandering. Um, I was thinking, I haven't heard anybody make this point, but gerrymandering is like the last state representation in the federal government. Before senators were elected by people, like the people in the state, through the electoral process, senators were elected by the state uh, electors. So, like here in Texas, Austin would vote on which two senators to send to Washington. So it was removed from the people, and that gave the state a representation as a state. And there was this idea that there were backroom deals and stuff like that, and there could have been like corruption. Of course, you got 50 states. Um, I don't know. I don't know how much that was real with the corruption and stuff, but there was a big movement in the United States to get senators to be elected directly by the people. And uh, so much so that there was a convention of states that was very close to being successful, where the states passed a resolution and um, and Congress got ahead of that, and they just changed the Constitution so that senators could be elected by people in regular voting, So I think that was a big mistake. I don't think you could have maybe known that at the time. More democracy seemed like a better idea. But I think we got too much democracy, possibly, because what you don't want is too much socialism, and that's exactly why they had the senators elected by the states. I think, I don't know. Talking about conspiracies, some people say the results are the intention. I don't know if that's always true. The way I look at things is, I think it sounded like a good idea, like Marxism and socialism and stuff, and then you try it on in the real world and it doesn't work out, and you know it didn't work out. So and then you point to all the evidence, and you can make all the arguments you want of how fair you think it is, but actually, capitalism is more fair from a philosophical perspective. But I'll save that for another time. But anyway, what the point is of me talking about this is that state representation went away, and gerrymandering is kind of the state's way of having some kind of representation as a state. Now, you could argue it's not really the state, it's really the party gets to decide, but parties get the majority in the state. They have to get, House, Congress, Senate, and maybe the governor. I don't know if the governor signs anything or if it just goes, but they draw what their districts are going to be. The federal government doesn't. So the states actually draw their own districts, and they can gerrymander and make it look how they want for all the different people to try to, you know, maybe get more Republican seats in the Senate or vice versa, Democrats. And but what nobody is saying is that this is the last vestige of state representation in the federal government. So I'm the only one that said that so far. So I wanted to bring that to the table. I might go back and change the title. I'm gonna have to go back and get some more coffee. Oh, I wanted to mention, I'm gonna check these off. Okay. I'm really tired, but I wanted to jump on here because yesterday I had a topic that struck and people jumped on here. Okay, so 10 minutes. This is a little bit more disappointing today than yesterday. Maybe I'm on air too early, but I'm going to see if this works. And if it does, we'll do Google Chrome. And I forgot again to mention that this is sponsored by Super Green Lawn Care Channel. Can help you get your lawn very. My alarm keeps going off while the screen is on, and so if I move it up, it just goes on. It comes back. Okay, I'm going to go get some more coffee. Super Green Lawn Care, link is below. I'm going to try to do this at the beginning because at the end, my sponsor would like to be front and center, if you know what I mean. And I'm pretty sure, since this camera is from my sponsor and this microphone is, and I've got two other items, I still don't feel like I gave back enough yet. So I'm going to keep talking about my sponsor, Super Green Lawn Care. Link will be in the description once I edit that after I have my second cup of coffee. All right. Thanks for watching, and maybe you'll see me tomorrow.